Hello everyone, so let's study about the human heart today. So as we have learned about the human heart, we have learned about various things for it, like it is pinkish in color, it is as the size of our wrist or a finch, right? So this is basically the things which we have listened from the period from which we have been passed, right? So now we will be studying it in detail, right? So first of all, the things that we are going to study throughout this are about the structure of the heart, right? We will be studying various chambers of the heart, various walls which are present in the heart, right? Everything we will be going to study in this. Next one is function. What is the function of the heart? What does it do? Does it thinks? Or does it do the pumping purpose, right? So in the last we will be having small quiz, very small quiz, and I will be answering that questions after a few minutes, you can say, right? So let's begin. So first of all, this is basically the heart, the way it pumps, right? You can see this: contract, relax, contract, relax, contract, relax, right? It's very you can say interesting way to basically enhance your thinking through visualizing these things, right? So first of all, we have the layers of the heart wall. So first of all, whenever we are going to study about something, we first study from the outer part, right? Like I want to study the apple. I want to study the apple in the biology. What does I do? First I will start from the outer covering, right? So what is the outer covering here of the heart? So layers of the heart wall. So heart definitely has some wall around it, right? So there are basically 3 layers of heart wall that protects it, right? From which it protects it from the external shocks, right? And many more things like heart attacks, right? Sudden heart attacks, you can say. So first thing is, it has 3 layers of tissues that form the heart wall. So what are these tissues? These are, the outermost is epicardium. So whenever we are dealing with the outermost part, we will be studying the word epi, right? So cardium deals with the word heart, right? So you can see here, that is epicardium is the outermost layer, right? Now we will shift towards the middle one. Middle one means something related to M, right? So myocardium, okay? Myocardium. Next is the innermost. Innermost is endocardium. Endo means inner, cardium means heart, you know, right? In all these layers, the word you have been visualizing is cardium. Cardium is for the heart. Okay, it is easy to remember in that context. So outermost is epicardium, middle one is myocardium, and the inner one is endocardium, right? So these are basically the layers of the heart wall, the layers of the tissues that form basically the heart wall. So we have studied about the outermost layers, right? Now let's move forward. Next is chambers of the heart. We have studied in our you can say previous classes also about the chambers of heart. Now do you know that various organisms have different chambers of heart in them, right? But we as a human, that we are studying about the human heart today. So human heart has basically 4 chambers. So what are these chambers? These chambers are right atrium, or you can call it as right auricle, right? Left atrium or left auricle. In the last you can see that right ventricle or left ventricle, right? So these are basically the 4 chambers of the human heart. Remember this, it is for the human heart only, right? So you can easily visualize it where they are basically present, right? In the previous classes we used to make the 4 boxes, right? Boxes like, but in the real sense the heart is really a very dramatical diagram, you can say, right? So this is the right auricle, this is the left atrium or auricle. Atrium and auricle are the same thing, right? Right auricle, left auricle, right ventricle and left ventricle. Remember that in this diagram you will see it will be according to the diagram only. Like this is the diagram and this the diagram right portion is here and then left portion. Simultaneously it has been described in this case, right? So let's move forward. We have known about the layers now, we have known about the chambers now, right? Let's move forward now. So next is valves of the heart, right? Valves of the heart. So there are basically 4 types of valves that are present in the heart, right? One is tricuspid valve, right? Another is mitral valve, one is aortic valve and the other is pulmonary valve. Valve are something like you have in your home, like if you have a motor, right? You have the pumping valves on it. It allows the water to flow in that. Sometimes it shuts down. Simultaneously, similarly, if you can say that in the heart also we have 4 types of valves, right? One is pulmonary valve, another is tricuspid valve, another is aortic valve and mitral valve. And the work of these valves is basically to not push the blood to backward motion. Like if it has come from the right atrium to the right ventricle, then it can't go backward motion, right? So these are basically the valves of the heart. Now let's study more. Next is function of the heart. Before basically studying about the various blood passing through the heart or working of the heart, we will be discussing about what is basically the function of the heart, right? So it is the organ basically that pumps the blood throughout the body. It is basically the part of blood circulatory system, right? Next is it supplies the oxygen and the nutrients to all the tissues and remove carbon dioxide and other waste too, right? So it has 2 things to do. One is supply of the oxygen to all the parts of the body and second is to remove the carbon dioxide and the other waste too, right? Next is now pathway. So first of all, I will be coming here so that you could not be able to watch the second diagram. So first of all, we will be doing the first one, right? So pathway of blood in the heart or the working of the heart, we are basically going to study now. So first of all, you know about the 2 types of blood. One is oxygenated blood and the other is deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood means it does not have the very sufficient amount of oxygen in it. It do have the carbon dioxide rich blood more, right? And oxygen rich, that is oxygenated, right? So first of all, what does it happen? We will be considering the right side of the heart, right? In the right side, we have right auricle and right ventricle. First of all, what does it do? First of all, from this, you can see in the first diagram, from the superior vena cava and from the inferior vena cava, the blood comes into the right atrium, right? Blood enters the heart through the 2 large veins which are known as superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, right? And they basically what they do, they empty the oxygen poor blood into the right atrium, that is deoxygenated blood, right? They empty that blood and that atrium, that right atrium which constitute this oxygen poor or deoxygenated blood is basically what it does, it basically moves to the right ventricle down, right? Right ventricle down through the tricuspid wall. It has tricuspid wall now, so it moves through that. It opens, tricuspid wall opens and the blood enters in the right ventricle, right? Then what happens? The ventricle is full, right? We will shift it to then this part now. Then the ventricle is full and the tricuspid valve then shuts down so that there will be no backward movement, right? So there will be no backward movement. So now what does it do? It goes to the left auricle? No, it never goes. It also doesn't go backward because now the tricuspid valve is shut down. It does not allow it to come back, right? So as the ventricle contracts, blood leaves the heart through pulmonic valve into the pulmonary artery and to the lungs where it is oxygenated for this purpose, so that it could be gone to all the body parts, oxygenated blood, right? Now come to the left part. Now this pulmonary vein empties the oxygen filtered blood, you can say, oxygen rich blood, oxygenated blood, you can say, from the lungs into the left atrium or auricle of the heart. As atrium contracts, blood flows from the left atrium to the left ventricle now, right? Then it basically goes through the mitral valve, right? Mitral valve. And when the ventricle gets full, like it does get in the previous section, then what happens? The blood leaves the heart through the aortic valve into the aorta and the arteries and eventually into the veins, and it basically spreads out in our blood, in whole the body basically, right? So oxygenated blood goes in that manner. So this is basically the representation, short representation of the pathway. First is go to the right atrium, and through the tricuspid valve it goes to the right ventricle, and then from the pulmonic wave, then pulmonary arteries and pulmonic veins, and then to the left atrium, then mitral valve through, it moves through the left ventricle, then to the aortic valve, and then to the last aorta, and spreads all over our body, right? This is all about this. So we now know the pathway of the blood in our heart. Let's move forward. So now is basically a very short quiz for you all, just to remember a very few points. So in human heart, how many chambers are there? Remember? It is 4 chambers, right? Next is, the human heart does not help in the removal of carbon dioxide. Does the statement is true or not? It does help in the removal of carbon dioxide also. So this statement is wrong. Which one is the middle layer of the heart? Remember, that is myocardium, right? So this is all about today. That cartoonics picture also wants to go now. So we have learned about the structure, function, then working of the heart too. So this is all about today. So bye-bye.